Shakar Hala, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, the water, above above, called Kadash. I like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach this truth, the 100% truth. Just do a quick impromptu, basically talking about some things that I noticed watching YouTube. I like to watch a lot of travel channels and stuff, that guys that go out there and they do broadcasting, when they travel abroad. And I had this one brother, he does pretty good videos called Check and Effect. And he was visiting over in, actually one was down in Guerrero, Mexico. And another was he done in, I believe in Kenya. And these two videos I watched, and I noticed one thing that was very familiar in both these videos. Now Guerrero, there's a lot of Israelites in Guerrero, Mexico. That's where the slave ships came in, and a lot of us were dropped off there. And if you look up the history of Guerrero, he was the second president of Mexico, but he come from over, if I'm correct, he came from over out of the United States and fled into Mexico and became a great general, and eventually became a second president there. He helped defended the border against the Americans, during that time. But he was looking for another blogger. He's a blogger. He was looking for another blogger there. I guess she was a blogger. It was a female, she's a beautiful Mexican girl, and he was meeting her in her village or her town that she was from, and she had lost reception, so he didn't know how to really get in contact with her, but he knew the roundabout area where she was at. And in order to be able to locate her, he had to know the name of her father, and that's how you locate certain people, individuals, mainly, especially girls, women, because you have to know their father's name in order to be able to locate them, because going off the name of the father, because these families are intact and the father name carries. And same way as it was in the Bible, you see with a lot of the prophets, they go and they always say, well, who are your people? Who is your father? And that's the same, a lot of these same things that in these other places that are still used today. But it's kind of, for us being here in Babylon the Great, seeing something like that, it really don't make sense. It doesn't add up to us, because we've been raised many of us raised in communities without fathers. You can barely find a Jake nowadays that come up in those type of communities, especially this younger generation, in communities where their father name carries, in the spread, and that's how you would locate that person. And he did the same thing. He was traveling over in Africa, and I think it was Kenya, and he was supposed to meet another female there. I think she's a blogger also. And in order to locate her, same thing, he had to go by her father's name. And once he got the father's name, people were able to locate what village she was from, and he can go there, and he was able to meet her. And like I said, this is strange for us, here in Babylon the Great, because this place is ran off of matriarchy. The women pretty much damn near rule over, and that's why you have all the chaos and division and all that type shit that goes on in our families. And then when he did meet the young lady in Guerrero, he had to meet her with her family. The mother was on one side; she was just sit back working on something. Dad was laying up in a hammock. And, he was just sitting there, listening. And that's how it's supposed to be. And you can look at this young lady, man, you can see the continence on her. You can see you can see the beauty on her. And the way she carried herself, and that comes from being raised in an intact family, having a father there. And I'm trying to get off course. I got some blueberries I'm trying to grow, man, and the birds that come here and rob you blind, man. I let them have it last year. I think they would leave some, but shit, they ate every blueberry I had on there. So this year I'm trying a different method. I'm gonna try to keep them covered up, and try to keep the birds from off my blueberries. this year so I can have some. But let me get back to the story though. But yeah, you know, she had both her parents there. You could look at the consciousness on this young lady, man, and you could see that proverbial 31 type woman, man. So we do have them out there amongst our nation, but being here in the belly of the beast, you know, we're not used to seeing that. Actually, we don't even think that even exists, you know, because everything that we see around us is, you know, women dominant, you know, women don't need a man type spirit, that feminism spirit that's been put on these women, that Jezebel spirit all over this place. And that's why the Lord is going to destroy this place. But we can't get caught up in thinking, you know, that those women are pretty much done away with, because they're not. They're in these other places all over the world. And same way with the, and you got to see the video when the brother went to Kenya to meet this girl, man, and they kind of did like a skit at the beginning, but there was a lot of truth to it. And when he showed up, you know, he had his arms bared out because he knew her mother wasn't going to reject it, so she kind of set it up to see how her mother was going to react, you know, and she wanted to get it all on video. So he had his arm, you know, he was wearing like a black vest, you know, a black hat, you know, had his shades on, and he had his arms bare so she could see all his tattoos. And then he brought her to introduce her to her mother, and the mother saw him, man, and you know, she greeted, you know, she was respectful in greeting him. Then she pulled her to the side, said, "Don't you bring this round, you know, around our family and this and that." The guy looked like a hood, you know, he's got tattoos and all this. But it goes to show you, man, the difference in how our people have been raised up under these devils, man, and how it has tainted how we raise our children, man, and how this generation of ours is, you know, set up for failure, set up for destruction, following after the ways of the heathen, man, who rules over us, man. And very good lesson in that. And also in that video when he was in Kenya, I think it was when our uncles had met him, and he saw he had a tattoo, and he had a tattoo of Caesar Borgia, Jesus Christ, you know, JC, on his arm. And he was trying to explain, yeah, I put it on a long time ago when my mother passed, and I put that with the scripture. And the dude was like, you know, that's not how you look, you know. So you know those are people, man, that's over there. You know, we dispersed in all these places. And he told him about the tattoos, man. Why are you getting tattoos, you know? And the brother tried to explain, yeah, I got them when I was young. And don't get me wrong, a lot of us in this truth, man, we did the same thing too. Because, you know, we was following after the ways of these heathens. And so he explained to him, but it goes to show you, man, our people are spread all over, man. And a lot of them, you know, when the Lord comes back, you know, they're going to be delivered. And a lot of those women that I was talking about, they're going to be preserved for the elect men of Israel, man. They're going to be our wives, man. We're going to have those wives that's going to be delivered to us. And the Lord's preparing them for us now, man, in these other nations, man. And it might be a few here in Babylon the Great, but when I say a few, it's like Apostle Paul said, amongst 1,000 men, I found only one that was, you know, that was okay. You know, that was all right. And then amongst the women, he found none. And that's how it is here in this place, man. It's so wicked and corrupted. And they so corrupted and spoiled our women, man, that they're destroyed, man. They become like natural brute beasts. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting, man. So we have to keep in mind, man, that because this is what we see every day with the type of women that we have to deal with. You go to the grocery store, you go get in line, and anything that you pay for, you know, they work in the cash register, you can just feel that energy that's coming off of them, man. That, you know, I don't need a type man attitude, man, that hate you men Israelites. So yeah, don't be discouraged, man. The Lord is preparing these women for us, man. And we just have to endure. You know, now I've done some traveling. Go to the Far East. You go over to the Philippines or Eastern, you know, to Asia, and a lot of those women over there carry on those old traditional values, man. The father, you know, being head of the household, he controls. You know, he makes sure that the women, his daughters, are kept intact until the time of her marriage, man. So yeah, I just want to kind of hit that, man, and let me see if I can find a few precepts real quick to go along with that. Well, this is the woman that's raised up in here in Babylon the Great. Because we're, the women is supposed to be our pride and glory. And then by her going off and being against our men, being one of our biggest enemy, the Lord used her and also Esau Edom as, a type of punishment for us, man. That's our punishment because we went off as men, worshiping after these other idols. So the Lord took our women and turned them against us. We go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11. And for this cause, Yahweh hath sent them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. And that lie that the devil has given them, Esau Edom has taught them that they don't need a man, that they can do everything a man is do, that she's equal to or better than a man. So that's the delusion that he fed them, and that's what's going to get them destroyed, man. When the time of Jacob's trouble break loose, or the MOTV, because they follow after their master. And let me go to Deuteronomy, talk about the curses. Deuteronomy chapter 28, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, it goes into the curses. And let's hit this 28 verse 64, and that's our women, our people are all over the place, man. So we're not just here in Babylon the Great, so we just can't focus on the women here, because like I said, majority of these women here are going to be taken out. They're going to be destroyed. And the ones that's here that's able to maintain and follow the true ways of the Lord, man, they're going to be greatly blessed in the kingdom. And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even to the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods like JC, Jesus Christ, Allah, Buddha, all these other places, man, where our people have been scattered, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. See, our foreparents didn't know these other gods that they have out here now, and here we are, our people are worshiping after. Verse 56, still in Deuteronomy 28, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards her husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter. And you see the state of delusion that our women are in here in Babylon the Great, man. You can see it all on their countenance and how they look, through their dress, with the long, crazy eyelashes, the drawn-on eyebrows, the wet lace fronts, the long, crazy nails, man. All the twinkling ornaments and no piercings all in the face, the bull rings. Man, it's like a nightmare, man, looking at our women, looking at what they've become. But, that's because we went off as a people. Jake, we went off. So, that's pretty much it. I just want to kind of hit those points, man. And, don't worry about it. There's going to be some women out here for us, man. That's going to be, that the Lord is preparing for us in that day. With that, say shalom.